internet's not just only allowing child abuse, but it's actively promoting it on platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm going to be talking today about the McFive Circus. It's a family channel. You know how people feel about family channels, and I too agree that family channels should not exist because children are not commodities. They are not your property to make money from, and they can't consent to have their entire life on the platform.
This is my dead dog, Barbie.
The way they treat their children on camera is so obviously harmful that I can't imagine what happens behind the scenes. The McFive family consists of 5 people. It is 3 siblings and 2 parents. I use parents loosely. The youngest child, I believe, is not really shown on the camera, which I am happy about, but it doesn't mean that they actually have values or respect their children's privacy. For some reason, they decided not to show the child, probably because they don't think he's old enough to be able to make profit from. The real issue we have that we see are 2 siblings, an older sister and a younger sister, and they are the majority of the content on the channel. There's also dad who likes to pretend that he's a baby, suck on giant bottles and wear helmets around the house, and there's mum who is at best enabler, and at worst somebody who is actively abusing her children in completely different ways. The children on the channel are not called by their actual names. We have the middle child who is called It, and we have the oldest child who is called the babysitter, and that is what they are referred to at all times in their filming, in their content. And they're also, I think this is where the circus name comes from, they are acrobats. They are really good at gymnastics and like the rope ribbon techniques, and they're constantly doing those things from the banisters, from the ceilings, from the walls, and that is the part of the bit. I think that's where they got a lot of their following. They've got millions of followers, and I don't understand why people are not talking about them more. There's a serious concern for not only the safety of these children physically, but mentally. And I'm going to show you some clips throughout that will make you see exactly what I'm talking about. The whole idea of this channel seems to be based off the fact that the middle child is allowed to do whatever they want. Now, I don't know what families that these people have seen before, but normally the running joke is that the middle child is the forgotten child. At least I know I felt like that. A lot of people feel like that. You are the middle child, you're kind of overlooked and ignored, and that's not exactly what's happening here. But their bit is that the middle child is crazy. She potentially shows symptoms of ADHD or other behavioural issues, but I'm not diagnosing anyone, and we also can't really tell if this is because she's being constantly forced to play this part and she knows that she needs to play this part, so she acts up to it, or because there is genuine behavioural issues and this has been picked up on, and the mum and dad are now using it to line their pockets. And then there's the oldest, who's called the babysitter, who I have never seen such a more run-down child in my life on the internet.
Jordan, just watch out, okay? Wait, no. Oh, poor Jordan. Bonnie, watch out, sweetie. You're in the danger zone. Hi, Isabel. Oh, gosh. Hi, Jordan. Oh, it's in a mood today. Hey, Isabel. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. No. Going on the balcony today.
And the parents clearly don't see that this is a problem. And so what they do is they tend to show the middle child doing lots of crazy stuff, writing on walls, annoying her siblings, basically acting as crazy as possible. And they make comments about being in the danger zone a lot, which means that the middle child, who they call It, is not in the best of moods, and so everybody needs to be careful. Not a good thing to teach within a family. You should be teaching the naughty child to not be naughty. You should be helping them with their emotions so that they're not constantly annoying, upsetting and hurting the siblings, instead of making the other people in the family feel like they have to be considerate of her emotions and her moods, and they have to change their behaviour because it is having a bad day. This babysitter is basically just that. She is shown as somebody who has to just put up with her little sister, mind her siblings constantly. Honestly, she looks ill.
Fine. Why don't you want to do circus with me?
Because I'm not good at it.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're very good at circus.
I'm not as good as Isabel.
She looks fed up, she looks sad, and there are so many points within their filming that I have seen where the poor child sees that the camera's on her and her whole demeanour just completely changes. I'm saying oldest child, she's not old, she's still a child, but she is in this situation. It seems that she's being forced to be constantly on camera. She doesn't want to be there. She's also getting treated poorly by the looks of it, and his sister, again, I believe, is being forced to act up. And there's also some very concerning moments, like I shown at the beginning of the video, where they have the child talking about how her dog has recently passed and she's very upset, so she's got a teddy to replace it. At least that's what I think she's talking about.
Maybe say hi. Hi. But I miss her because she was born before me. She's been here my whole life. And now she's not.
And the child talks maybe about the same as what a 5-year-old would talk like, and I don't know if this is because she's being forced to, again, if this is a problem, or because she's been told to do it for so long that she's never learned how to talk properly. I don't know if she will always talk like this at home or whether it's put on for the camera, but again, that's definitely not helpful or healthy for the actual growth of the child and her development. So that whole thing really gives me the creeps anyway. But the mum has forced the camera in front of the child. She's obviously said to her, talk about your dog passing away. She says in the video that she has had that dog since before the family have had the dog since before they were born. So you're forcing a camera in front of your child to discuss something that's clearly hurtful, clearly upsetting for them, and instead of taking the death of the dog as time to teach your children about loss and the emotions that they're feeling and how to deal with those emotions, you just stick a camera in front of them for content. This is one of their highest viewed TikToks. A young child talking in a baby voice, discussing the fact that her dog has passed away and she's sad. That's literally the entire video, and people are watching this online and seemingly enjoying it. Some people think it's a bit weird, but there are a lot of creeps out there, and you are pawning your children off to them, and it's very obvious. An other issue that I've got within these videos is the general safety of these children. Now, I know that they're clearly well trained, but would you ever forgive yourself if you set your child up to do a trick or a video and they got injured and it was all for the views? I don't know how much of it is scripted. I imagine significant amounts of it are brought on by ideas from the parents. So go and hang on to this banister, go and do this, go and do that. But the problem is that when you've got a channel, any channel, and especially in the genre of family channel or prank channel, there is always a need to increase the stakes. There's always a need to continually increase whatever it is that you are doing, and in this case the increase is risk to children. You are getting your child to jump from places. It doesn't matter if they are well skilled, there can still be accidents that don't need to happen, because the only reason that the child is in that position in the first place is to make a video for you to make money. God knows if the children are even profiting from the money. Is the money being put away? This is another problem with family channels that we all know about. It needs to stop. There's not only concerns with where the money's going, child labour, there's rules in acting, there's rules in Hollywood, and that's, we won't even go there, but there's still child labour laws. And for children that are on TV or on camera 24/7, their entire life is on camera, and also their entire life is fake, and nobody knows the impact that a child's entire existence being fake will have on them. Because if you think about it, we all grow up, I am very open about my childhood being terrible, but at least I knew it was real. Even the horrific things that were happening to me were happening to me, they were real. However, these children, the memories that they're going to have, how many of them are being concocted? How many amazing days out with mum and dad were staged? How many times did they have to reopen a present to get the perfect reaction? So when they're looking back at their life, how can, I just don't think we're realizing the significant impact that could have on children, like to realize that their entire life was fake. And then again, like we've discussed before, growing up online, a lot of the time these children that we see in videos, they're getting bullied in school or they're being homeschooled, so it's literally their entire life, because gotta get every minute possible that we can on camera. They're getting exploited at their saddest, their most upset, angry, depressed. They can't show emotion without it being on camera. Where is the affection that they're getting? It's probably another reason why the child plays up so much, the one that they call it, because it's probably for the attention she's getting off mum or dad, because she doesn't really understand, oh, it's for the views, it's for money. She will just see it as, this is something fun I get to do with mum and dad, and if I do it really well, then they're happy with me. And it's that kind of relationship that is not normal. It should not be that way in a parent-child relationship. I'm happy with you because you have done well and therefore we're going to make money. It should just be, come to me when you're sad, come to me when you're happy, let's go and watch a film, let's go and have fun. And these kids don't get that. This, I can't even, it makes me really sad seeing how sad the oldest child looks. The dad, I don't even want to talk about him because he's an absolute idiot in my personal opinion. He doesn't add anything. His character is meant to be a baby, potentially because they're not actually using their baby in it, so they're replacing him. The whole thing's absolutely pathetic, and he really does need to grow up. And the mum just seems to be the person that plans and actions the ideas and the videos. Why? I don't understand why people like this content, but also I don't understand why this is being allowed and it's getting out of hand. I've got serious concern about the children's mental state. I've got concern about the child who is clearly not getting enough attention off mum and dad, the one that's getting more than enough attention off mum and dad and probably will continue to increase her tantrums, her inability to express emotion, and getting away with murder just for the sake of making a video, because she won't understand that that's why she's getting away with it. If you say yes to a child all the time and never say no to them, that child will grow up to be spoilt, arrogant, a lack of empathy and understanding. Children have to learn from their parents and their home environment about being told no, about treating everybody equally, about how you have to compromise, about emotion and how to communicate and being kind to each other. So the parents may think they're only doing it for the video, but the child is young enough and has been young enough to be taking this on as real. Their brains can't dissociate, they can't separate. This is for film, this is real life. The same as the oldest child can't separate, this is for film, this is real life. She will just see that she is the least loved. Her job is to look after the children. She has to let her sister get away with everything, and her sister is the favourite child, which, by the way, they even have written in the description of videos. How does that other child feel? I'm baffled that there's not enough information out there already on this family, and I do believe that in whether it's a few weeks, a few months or a few years, there will be some horror stories coming out of that family channel. Seen it similarly with the 8 passengers, the way their whole family dynamics fell apart, and the oldest child has come out and spoken about how uncomfortable she was being filmed, how she no longer has a relationship with her mother, how she has had to completely separate herself from the majority of that part of her life and those family members, and how she didn't understand the impact of being constantly online. So we are seeing these trickles of what happens to children once they reach that an age where they have an understanding. But I think in this case in particular, and many other cases, it won't even just be the fact that the children get an understanding of being online. It will be it's their entire personality, all of their belief system, all of their rights and wrongs, everything about them is being brought up from 0 to 18 in this dynamic, and I just don't know what that is going to do to these children's brains, their development, their understanding, and it is terrifying. Don't go over and hate on there, because remember, those children could see those comments as well, and it's also not productive just spouting hate. Do you feel like any videos that you do watch on YouTube are potentially harmful, or there is a element of neglect or abuse, then obviously YouTube does have a reporting system. I'm not telling you to report this particular channel, I'm just letting you know that that is an option that's out there on YouTube when you feel like the content you're watching is potentially harmful, or harmful for the people that are actually in the content itself. So that is everything for now, but please do let me know, is there anything else that you would like me to cover? I really do hope that attention is brought onto this channel and something is done and those children are taken care of and it's looked into to make sure that everything is a-okay. But for now, that is everything. So I hope that you all have a lovely morning, day or night, and I will see you again next time. Bye.